Welcome, Taurus, to your love reading for the week of September 3rd to the 9th of 2018. So let's check into Soul. I feel here, so many of you might be very frustrated, and I feel this is the energy of if you did something that was kind of out of balance, when you say things to your partner, when things are not moving right, feeling rejected, having arguments and disputes, and then you back away. When your confidence is not at its peak, that's when you are maybe just, you want them to be around, you want others to acknowledge you in some way. It might not be happening in a natural way, so sometimes you might force the issue. Step away from that kind of energy. I feel like that's the best advice I can give you from what I just saw. So but I feel like some good things can be happening, but you have to allow the time to transpire in order for that to come about. So just don't force the situation. Okay, so let's see what's going on with you. So overall energy between you and your love interest or romantic partner, what they might be bringing towards you, your response, the advice, and then the outcome. All right, this is going to be a quick reading for you for the week. Okay. Now the overall energy, so both of you might have a fear of moving forward. You're not sure what this new beginning is like. Either person might feel that it's not even worth taking the chance, the leap of faith, when it comes to big travel plans or moving in, relocating, trying out something new, a newer person. Allowing them access into your energy, and so to speak, because you're not used to it just yet. So I feel like that might be an issue, the fear of the unknown, and also a fear of devoting too much into a particular person because they might back out, these kind of things on either side. Now what that person might be bringing toward you, they want to be closer to you in some way, and I feel also they might have issues clearly with money, financial security, often again dropping the ball every now and then, either leaning on you or other people, and sometimes not being able to sustain that security. So I feel like that is an issue there. Now for some, you're dealing with somebody else who's in a marriage or relationship. You want them to come your way, but they stay there because of financial concerns, or security, because they have financial concerns. So that might be an issue there. Your response, you're stressed out. All right. Now, again, you might be very frustrated with a particular person. It could be an Aries for some. This is that energy here. But for some, you might often try to combat that particular person with their energy if you feel like they're not coming towards you, and you try to do your best to control the circumstances, control that particular person, control how they might respond to you or how they might feel in some way. So both of you might be butting heads, and you often that's no progress, and often this response is where you're not putting in the effort to sustain that financial security. Sometimes you might just feel like what the heck, and just walk away from certain things and not give your energy to it because you found out by the hard way what that could bring you. So I feel like you have to back up if you have control issues. If you're dealing with somebody like that, address it, and try to sever that connection in some way, or that particular pattern of behavior. So the advice, so it tells you here, so this is another person, two people showing up. You're very intense, you are very strict, or I say your words might be very harsh this week, and what you might think about somebody, and it could build up, the intensity could build up so much that it could cause you a lot of energetic obstacles or things kind of manifested in your life. So that's what I mean, like, be careful, pull your energy back, do the best that you can. You're going to feel how you feel, and you're going to express yourself the way that you feel is best. But I feel like that's important. Another person, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, could be part of your situation of which you might be dealing with. So that person very sharp with you, saying nasty things to you. They could be very controlling, and often just switching on and off, sporadically when they feel like they can do that. So just be careful about that. Try to not be in the heart and the mind at the same time. It's always a balance though, but try not to overcompensate for somebody else if they're not giving back in some way. Try not to give all of yourself to that particular person, because it needs to be a balance. All right, so the outcome is confusion, doubt, self-doubt, confusion. You're not really sure. Sometimes when you feel like you want to protect yourself, you often, pull back and put up that defense mechanism, so to speak, because you're not wanting to take a risk for some of you, so you're still holding back. And we're going to look into what that might be. Clarify the High Priestess in reverse for Taurus. So when you are frustrated and when another person, say for instance, if you stick by somebody who is, you're constantly waiting on them, or they're holding back in some way, or you get frustrated and you start to argue, it causes you obstacles with either someone new that you're getting to know or a particular person that you have been getting to know, and often it pulls you back into a shell, and then you're not able to see the light of day, so you're not able to really go out. You're able to, but you don't do it. You don't socialize, you don't interact with others, and you don't take up on a particular opportunity with somebody because of that energy, the emotional intensity that I was telling you about when it comes to the advice. So you have to be careful about that, and getting into disputes with somebody and letting them pull you into that kind of whirlwind, so it's like a no-win situation, because it's going to bog you down as well. So pull one more card for clarify the Nine of Pentacles in reverse for the person coming towards you. That particular person, now for instance, I feel like right now, even if some of you are dealing with somebody who's dealing with another person, they are in that marriage or relationship, and they told you we have to be friends, all right? And you might have told them as well, for some, that you want your space as well, and because they might be holding on tightly to you. You might need your space, or that could be flipped around for some of you out there. And I feel like it's the energy of needing to socialize, have a good time, to detach from the connection, and that might bring you both together in some way, in a healthy way. All right, so keep that in mind though. So messages from the fairies, messages for Taurus for September 3rd to the 9th. Do we have marriage? It says the fairies join you in celebrating wedding bliss. So this is the potential for some of you to be engaged with somebody, to tie the knot, to move in, to have a stable relationship. That's a commitment, and it's it's known. It's not something that you can't put your hands on, that you can't really touch, or that you can't really or something that you don't doubt. So I feel like either literally marriage for some, or you are thinking about tying the knot and getting closer to somebody. So I feel like it's important, but it's going to take some time. And also when I see that, I feel like you might be affected by a marriage situation, and that's what I was kind of seeing here with children, with somebody, a father or somebody who's very controlling, and some of you might be backing away from some kind of confrontation because of that particular issue. It just depends on what side of the coin you might be on. So that's going to be your reading for the week. All right, I feel like there is some doubt, but try to take on the advice and to do certain things, to try to have fun and disconnect, and I feel like you can have a turnaround, but the week might be very intense. So that's going to be your reading. I send you a lot of love, tons of light to you, lots of healing vibes, and you can always go to the website psychicloveheals.com to schedule something for you, and the phone option won't be an option this week. So have a good one and much love.